Welcome back to another episode of our History of Nintendo Classics series. Today we're diving into the revolutionary jungle adventure that changed platforming forever, Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Before we jump into the iconic barrels and banana hordes, let's rewind the clock. Donkey Kong Country was developed by Rare, a UK-based studio founded by the Stamper Brothers. Before DKC, Rare was best known for Nintendo titles like Battletoads, a brutally hard beat-em-up that set the tone for their creativity. But what made Donkey Kong Country stand out wasn't just the gameplay, it was the tech. Rare had invested in Silicon Graphics workstations, the same tech used in Jurassic Park, to create pre-rendered 3D sprites. That's right, what looked like 3D on your Super Nintendo was actually clever illusion through rendered frames. Released in November 1994, DKC was a graphical stunner. But did you know Nintendo was so impressed with the visuals, they initially thought Rare was running it on next-gen hardware? And here's a cool fact. Donkey Kong Country was developed in just over 18 months by a small team of about 12 people. Pretty wild for a game that ended up pushing over 9 million units worldwide. Another lesser-known nugget. DKC was one of the first games ever to have a full marketing campaign on VHS. Nintendo mailed out promo tapes featuring sneak peeks and behind-the-scenes looks at Rare's studio. If you've got one of those tapes today, you're holding on to a piece of gaming history. Over in Japan, the game was released as Super Donkey Kong for the Super Famicom.
スーパーファミコンのゲームソフトに大革命が起こった。今までのテレビゲームでは表現できなかったコンピューターグラフィックスの迫力ある映像。すごい！今ドンキーコングがテレビゲームソフトの新しい時代を切り開いた。スーパードンキーコング。
While the core gameplay remained identical, the box art and name were different. Interestingly, it didn't see quite the same massive marketing push as in the West, but still sold millions, proof of how global the Donkey Kong brand had become.
ロッテリアへ急げ。バナナとチョコのパワーアップシェーキだ。スーパードンキーコングシェーキ登場。ロッテリアでね。
Let's talk comparisons. Donkey Kong Country came out the same year as Earthworm Jim, Sonic and Knuckles, and even Super Metroid. While those games all pushed the boundaries in their own way, DKC set a new benchmark in graphics. It made the Super Nintendo feel next-gen, in an era before the PlayStation took over. And in modern times, you can feel DKC's influence in games like Rayman Legends and Tropical Freeze. Tight platforming, layered levels, and music that hits hard. It all traces back to this 16-bit masterpiece. We can't talk about DKC without shouting out David Wise, the composer who gave us moody jungles, haunting underwater levels, and absolute bangers like Aquatic Ambiance. The soundtrack alone gave this game atmosphere in spades. Seriously, this wasn't just a kid's game, it was cinematic. After the success of DKC, Rare followed up with Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest, and DKC 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. Both improved on the formula and added new characters, mechanics, and environments. On Game Boy, we got the Donkey Kong Land series. And years later, Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze brought the magic to Wii and Switch. Each installment kept the core: tight controls, incredible visuals, and that unmistakable rare charm. Donkey Kong Country wasn't just a game, it was a moment in time, a leap forward in how games looked, sounded, and felt. And we're still swinging through vines because of it. Please give this video a like. It really helps the channel, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Comment below and let us know which game you want us to explore next in our History of Classic Nintendo Games series. Click one of the videos on screen right now to check out more rare gaming history. See you in the next one.